Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating it's Sunday, August 20th, 2017. In both the Lynn Life and the Jamie Body Mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions, nature realms guardians, and presences who are attempting to discern guidance from wiser minds above them, who really want to know what's actually going on and who are interested in manifesting an actual divine plan for all dimensions, for all categories of sentience, and to do that no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do, since that's what our soul contracts commit us to doing.
That's true.
With that, the formally videoed portions of today's efforts begin. Zoom, 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 zoom. All of us who are trying to hear instructions from wiser minds above to the search for truth's central axis, all of us who are trying to manifest an actual divine plan for all dimensions, no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do, to the search for truth's central axis, all others flung away. What now, in order to manifest an actual divine plan for all dimensions, for all categories of sentience, and to do it no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do, given the reality of these limited resources of grace and energy, finances and focus, assets and time. What now? I do see the miners, the light beings who call themselves miners, and they seem to have made a decent tunnel from their workplace above us through, it feels kind of like the right side of the energy body.
That's true.
Down, threading the needle of many of those kinds of caverns filled with fat.
Yes, that's true.
The natural, as somebody's asking what the fat represents. We've been told, and it feels true, that the fat represents the accumulation, the natural accumulation of selfish, greedy societies. Why do you ask? Well, they already know what it is, and so they're not asking us to discern what it is.
No, that's true.
Are you confused about who you're speaking with? You seem to be holding a conversation in your mind with the echo points, but there is nobody here to have a conversation with you that you would want to have a conversation with. The presences who are speaking through here, however, presumably you would want to have a conversation with. And please look up. Please look up way up high. Way up high. Way up high. That's who's answering your question. There's a clicking off feeling.
That's true.
Okay. Zoom, 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 zoom. Given the reality of these limited resources, what now? In order to manifest an actual divine plan for all dimensions, for all categories of sentience, no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do, since that's what our soul contracts commit us to doing, and we don't have the intention of fighting with our sacred vows to spirit. What now? Well, there's no direction, but I do hear the miners, and they're whistling while they work, and humming a happy tune, and going up and down, so we can kind of align to make it easier for them as they are digging tunnels in a very happy working way through the rock layers that separate the fat caverns. And somebody is again asking what all of this means. What we have been told, and it feels true, is that the rock layers, the things that seem to be rock layers, are actually calcified lies, lie upon lie upon lie upon lie upon half-truth and upon twisting of truth, until it's compacted like sedimentary rock. You could think of it that way. And it's just extremely difficult to deal with. We just have to drill through it. And the fat caverns, they're saying, what about the fat caverns? We just explained that. It's the identical channeling. This fat seems to be accumulations of selfishness and greed at the societal level, at large levels? Why do you ask? You see that question bubbling up through what looks like fat.
That's true.
Let's burn this fat. Maybe
Yeah.
we just set it to fire, burn it with the intention to burn on truth, extract truth, and clear a space to wiser minds above who want to, let's try something new, update the antiquated laws of karmic attribution so everyone stands on his or her own merits regardless of size, gender, sexual orientation, or dimension of origin. Let's try that. It looks to me as though our needle, our compass needle, is pointing more and more toward these miners, light beings who are trying to drill a hole straight down.
That's true.
And less toward those conference rooms of Vanovanovs who, and somebody's asking what we think the Vanovanovs are working on. I think that the Vanovanovs are trying to find out how to motivate people to live their soul plans. I really do think they're trying to work on the big problems of our times.
That's true.
I do, but I think they're ignoring what might very well be useful data. And this is not a criticism. How are we all exactly like this? This is what we do. They answer in, let's say we have the big question of, what am I supposed to do with my life? And then we sit down to meditate, and there's this persistent twitch in the back of one knee.
Yeah.
And we view that as a hindrance to meditation rather than realizing, hey, that's the answer. It's right there. I have to breathe into it, and I have to become one with it and see how it feels to be that knee twitch and understand what the knee twitch actually means.
That's true.
But it's my answer. And they're doing the same thing. I think somebody's asking, why are we bringing this up? First, we're not. Please, please, please look up. Please look up. Please, please look up. See those presences there? And I see musical references. Somebody, I see directing, and whether it's an orchestra, I see stringed instruments. So
Yes,
somebody's
that's true.
directing some kind of orchestral group. And that's who's talking, please. Or maybe it isn't even talking. Maybe that's what the music is about.
That's true.
Why do you ask? There's some nature realms presences who don't know what to make of this. They feel very jostled.
Yes, it's true.
And they don't know whether to be happy or unhappy, whether to be upset or not.
That's true.
Pan, do you have any pull with these people who are harassing us right now? Thank you, Pan. Again, I see this tunnel that the miners are making, and I see how they're coming in at what we would have said coming in at an angle, but maybe we're the ones who are wrong. We can assume, and somebody's arguing with that. But we've, for the last week, been having many references to a swiftly tilting planet.
That's
and
true.
How we straighten up on the life path in the direction that we are told is perpendicular to the life path, but then fall down again the moment we withdraw focus, which would strongly suggest, and some might say prove, we aren't at the balance point.
That's true.
And we've started working with the miners this morning, and the pillar feels more stable, more balanced, more open. There's bigger energy flow.
That's true.
That would strongly suggest, and some might say prove, they're showing us what direction is up better than the Vanovanov think tank people are doing, and now they're getting very upset and hostile.
That's true, and there's a head squeezing feeling.
Please help us understand what else that could possibly mean. And while they're working on that, because I don't hear any answer. I don't hear any answer.
No.
And I can feel your heart's beating.
That's
And
true.
so I know I'm there with you. I can feel your heart's beating.
That's true.
And there is no answer, which means you're not answering. That's what that means.
Yes, that's
It
true.
does not mean that I can't hear it. It means it isn't there.
That's true.
Please look up. You're pretending that I'm the one you're arguing with. Please look up. Please. Please look up. Please look up. Why are you refusing to look up? I have to remove my focus from you. I'm going to work with these miners.
Ooh. I feel so much better all of a sudden.
What now? Yeah. Okay. We continue to bifurcate, maybe, possibly bifurcate down the tunnel that they're digging. It seems to be coming in at an angle, but let's assume, flip our working theory, assume that they are showing us what direction up is,
Yes.
and that we've been tilted off to the side, which would explain an awful lot about everything.
That's true.
And just bifurcate up and say, what now? And we know, what do I know? I know that Leo Vanovanov also has the same question. He wants to know whether or not there actually is light below, and getting through these caverns as fast as possible would be in all of our best interests. Now this nature realm's presence is dive bombing me again.
That's true.
Let's see if we can find the money changing hands. Who's paying this person to dive bomb me? And to not blame the dive bomber because he feels desperate and his family is starving is what he says, and he's trying to feed his family, and so we're not going to hold it against him.
No, that's true.
But who's paying him?
I feel someone skulking away.
I feel the skulker. All right. We continue to bifurcate. All of us who really want to update the antiquated laws of karmic attribution so everyone stands on his or her own merits, regardless of size, gender, sexual orientation, or dimension of origin, to the search for truth, central axis, all others flung away. And now I have this sensation once again of caverns opening up, the bottom dropping out, and so we can pump it like a bellows pump and light it on fire, because if the fat is down there, it burns really well, and we can have the intention to burn on truth. Whoosh! We can burn our entire experience of sentience with the intention to burn on truth, extract truth, and power the question higher. Somebody asks what question, the question being, what now, given the reality of these limited resources? What now in order to manifest an actual divine plan for all dimensions, for all categories of sentience, and to do it no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do, since that's what our soul contracts commit us to doing. What now? Follow that question up. Up. Follow the question. That question went kind of what I would have said is right and diagonal.
Yes, it's true.
Meaning probably I'm the tilted one.
That's true.
I'll just kind of start leaning a little bit to the right. But now, I don't look better. Those people in that room don't look better.
No, that's true.
Leo, what now? I don't even think that's a Leo. I think that's somebody in a Leo mask.
Yes, that's true.
That's not Leo.
Like a rubber Leo.
Yeah, you have a rubber Leo mask. Okay. Alright. Well, our actions show who and what we really are, and these miners are blasting a hole to evacuate dead kids who have been trapped away from God. So I'm going to go with them as the presences, and I can hear the other group that's saying, listen friend, if we don't figure out the answers to the big questions, we're going to forever be evacuating dead kids from mines. Isn't there some kind of way to share this access? Can't you guys work out how to share it somehow? Can you just share it? Share the good things. Everybody share the good things. All of us together, please. I don't even know who to send this to. I want to send it to somebody who I know is working to make it better for the greater good.
That's true.
Let's send this to the highest presence we can connect with right now, who really knows, who believes, who knows to be true that the needs of the greater good matter more than the needs of individuals and groups. And we submit to them. Say, what now? Can you tell which way they're pushing the...
No.
It just feels like people fighting.
Fighting.
It feels like people fighting, grabbing. One group grabs it and another group grabs it back.
And it kicks up dust, and there's clouds of dust.
Life streaming up. Somebody up there can see. Somebody higher than them. Who can see it? Who is looking down on that crazy fight? I do see a hand.
I see a hand.
Okay, we'll send to you. We've got to stretch longer.
Yeah.